They say history repeats itself. China is witnessing that, a scary repeat of what happened last year. This time, last year, we reported a virus outbreak in China. We were among the first to stay on that story day after day. And tonight, we're taking you back to the same place to show you the same story on repeat mode, a second major outbreak in China. This is in the province of Hebei. In this province, a giant quarantine center is being built, big enough to house 3,000 people. Why does China need a new quarantine center? Hasn't it defeated the Wuhan virus already? Evidently, it hasn't. There's a fresh surge, a new outbreak, and it's getting bigger by the day, which is why China needs new quarantine centers. This one covers an area of about 33 hectares. More than 600 workers have been deployed here. More than 100 machines are working non-stop. Imagine the urgency. Work on this center began just this week, and local authorities say they'll finish in 3 days. The center is being built just outside Shijiazhuang. It's the capital of the Hebei province, also one of the biggest hotspots right now. This new surge has affected two provinces of China, Hebei and Heilongjiang. Multiple cities in these two provinces are under lockdown. There has been a steady spike in the numbers this week. More than 1,000 patients are now being treated. 144 new infections were recorded in just the last 24 hours. 26 patients are in a serious condition. One person has died. And this, by the way, is the first death from the Wuhan virus in China since May last year, the first death in 8 months. And we must tell you, these numbers are official. This is what China is officially reporting. So you know the drill. Take these numbers with a lump of salt. And I'm not saying this to sensationalize the situation. I'm saying this because of China's track record. Remember what they did in Wuhan. China massively underreported the cases in Wuhan. The actual number of cases was 10 times higher than the official figure. As many as 5 lakh people could have been infected in Wuhan alone. Do you know how many cases China reported officially? Less than 1 lakh for the entire country. So Wuhan alone may have 5 lakh cases, but Beijing says the entire country has just 97,500 cases. That's how much the data was fudged. We have no reason to believe that this time would be different. So China says it has 1,000 cases, but it's building quarantine centers for 3,000 people. Well, whatever be the exact number, the situation, we can tell you, is serious because Chinese authorities have obviously gone into an overdrive. I'm sure they wouldn't want a repeat of last year. And the best way to do that, by the way, would be to maintain transparency. But that would be asking too much of China. Anyway, this is what we know so far. The epicenter this time is Hebei. Most of the cases here have been reported from rural towns and suburban villages. Reports say 70% of the people infected here are farmers. More than 20,000 people from 12 villages have been moved to centralized quarantine sites, 20,000 people. And now they're building a new quarantine site. Clearly, Chinese authorities believe that the cases will rise and they will need more facilities. More people will have to be isolated. From Hebei, the virus seems to be spreading to other parts of China, and China is trying to stop that. China is trying to halt the world's biggest human migration, the Lunar New Year celebrations. This country, China, has more than 280 million migrant workers, 280 million. And this is the time of the year when they visit their families. Last year, China faced the same challenge, to halt travel amid a virus surge. This year again, China may have to cancel the Lunar New Year celebration. In several cities, local authorities are urging people to not travel. In fact, workers are being paid to stay at home. Reports say a district in Huzhou has set aside $1.5 million. What for? This money will be distributed in the form of vouchers to workers if they choose to not travel. Construction workers are being given one-off payments of 1,000 yuan each. Incentive to not travel. Companies that stay open during this period will be eligible to get up to 100,000 yuan. The local government is also ready, by the way, to reimburse train or plane tickets. Such is the desperation to keep people where they are. Tougher restrictions are being placed in Beijing. The latest flare-up has been reported from Beijing's neighborhood. Earlier, the highways to Hebei were closed. Now, Beijing wants workers to produce a negative test to enter the capital city. Another report says the lockdown in Hebei's capital was necessary. Why? For political security of Beijing. Those words, political security, pretty much describe how serious the outbreak is. Beijing is being isolated. China is battling a major surge. So much for having defeated the virus. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.